What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of Rock Talk. And if you're just tuning in for the very first time watching Rock Talk, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for supporting my YouTube channel. It means the universe to me. Guys, today we have an album to discuss that is none like any other. This album is top tier. I mean, this is S tier material. This is the greatest type of album that I could possibly think of to display here on this channel. None other than Dark Side of the Moon. Guys, in rock and roll, I mean, there are albums that are just so iconic, right? There are albums that you can't talk about rock without mentioning these albums, like Hotel California, Led Zeppelin 4, Let It Bleed, and right here. This is one of those type of albums. Obviously, there's a million of other albums that we have to discuss, but it would take me forever to get through them all. But let's talk about this one right here today, Dark Side of the Moon. If you're not even a rock and roll fan, you would love this album. Literally. This is a 10 out of 10 all around musicality, lyrics, vibe, riffs, licks, name it. It's here in this album. So let's talk about it. Dark Side of the Moon is actually their 8th studio album. Obviously by Pink Floyd, released on March 1st, 1973 on Capitol Records. That was in the US. And then later on March 16th, also 1973 by Harvest Records, and that was for the UK release. Pink Floyd has put out some of the greatest music ever. And there have been a couple stinkers, in my opinion, album-wise and song-wise. But they've done some of the weirdest music and some of the greatest music ever. And this is one of the greatest of all time. David Gilmour, one of the most amazing guitar players of all time. The guy is so melodic in his playing. The way it's almost like his fingers just glide up and down that neck. He just has this confidence in playing and an ear for hearing melody and just the way that it's you can't recreate it. No one sounds like David Gilmour. He has his own unique sound, style, playing ability. Amazing. Also, David Gilmour is playing synth. He's playing all kinds of stuff in this album, and of course, vocally, he's a genius. While Roger Waters, and we'll get to him, has a rougher kind of a voice, a more, some could say more of an attack in his vocal style. David Gilmour is smooth and he kind of gives it that flowy, airy, kind of trippy kind of a sound. And it is just spectacular. Pink Floyd's kind of a band where it's sort of, there's always that sort of debate, like, who's the voice of Pink Floyd? Is it David Gilmour or is it Roger Waters? Folks, it's both, okay? It's a double lead singer situation, and both of them just sound fabulous in their own ways. Moving on, Nick Mason, drumming and sound effects. I am a drummer. I love drumming. I love drummers. And I love hearing how each drummer puts their own little flavor into different albums. Nick Mason, what I love about him, same why I love Ringo so much. He's not so busy. He's not doing these ridiculous fills just to fit him in there. He thinks about the song, what's best for the song, and he makes everything tasty. And that's what I love about his drumming. He adds some of the coolest drumming parts ever in this album. You can hear it. His drum set is fabulous. If you've ever seen Nick Mason's drum set, look it up. It's so cool, the way that it's set up. And the way he plays and his style, it's so groovy and laid back, and it's kind of heavy the way he just kind of hits those, hits the bass drum or the snare drum. It's just awesome. I love Nick Mason. Richard Wright on keyboards, vocals, synthesizers. This guy is fabulous. Richard Wright adding these. Again, this is a guy who's just contributes to this spacey, big, atmospheric sound that is in this album and in Pink Floyd's sound. Amazing. And of course, Roger Waters, bass, vocals, synth, sound effects, all kinds of stuff. Roger Waters is a genius, to say the least. And just the way that he, attacks on this album, as well as The Wall. Of course, we will cover The Wall later. Roger Waters is so awesome. Actually, back in, I can't remember what year it was. Was it 2018? Something like that. But I actually saw Roger Waters. And it was just, like, amazing to be there and hear, of course, some of these songs and sit there and just, like, let it all happen. It was just, wow. It was just an event, to say the least. It was life-changing. I've seen some of the greatest concerts. I mean, I've seen the Stones, I've seen Paul McCartney, I've seen Roger Waters, I've seen Santana, name it, I've probably seen it. Roger Waters has to be the Pink Floyd sound. I mean, one of the best things I've ever witnessed in my existence. Hands down. Now, to go back to this album, okay, Dark Side of the Moon, the very first time. Now, I heard songs on there. Obviously, we can go through each song. You know, of course, Breathe in the Air is just one of the coolest, trippiest, awesomest songs, and just the way it kind of goes in, especially the way this album starts. Again, we're talking about a concept album, okay? Concept albums are amazing because it sort of tells a story and it takes you on a journey. It's almost like reading a book or watching a movie, but it's all audio. It's just this way that it flows through is just so incredible. Breathe in the Air, the way it starts, you sort of hear like this, like, you know, screaming, and then into like the guitar part. It's just like, oh my God, you're in, you know, it just like, it hooks you in. Time, this is what I'm talking about as far as Nick Mason being just an awesome drummer. I'm talking about, I mean, we can go down every single song, but I'm just trying to, you know what I mean, trying to get through it. I'm not trying to make this video so long. Money is obviously one of their biggest hits. Us and Them is insane. Brain Damage, Eclipse, all these songs are on this thing. The Great Gig in the Sky. You have to listen to it. You need to go right now, purchase this album, and sit there or lay there and just listen to this thing, and it's just going to change your life. Now, the very first time I heard this album, okay, not individual songs, I'm talking the whole way through, was not this. It was this. Now, what is this? Well, this is actually a BBC play for the radio called Dark Side of the Moon by Tom Stoppard, okay? This, I remember I was listening to Spotify when I was in, I think it must have been in high school, like freshman year or something. And when I looked up Pink Floyd, you know, I come across Tom Stoppard, Dark Side of the Moon. And I think this is the album, right? I don't think it's this. So this is a whole radio play. Now, why is this so cool? Because it's actually, there's sort of, man, how do I explain this? There's scenes, there's acting, there's like, it's a story. So you mean there's literal, you know, you follow along and you read it, and there's this, you know, everything from Ethics Man to, I mean, there's characters in here that are just so cool, and it goes through, and actually, so it's like a musical. So you're sitting there and you're watching, you're listening to these guys have these conversations, and then it goes into a Pink Floyd song. It goes into the Dark Side of the Moon, and it takes you through the album. And the first time I heard this, I remember it was just like so amazing. Just, I was laying in my bed late at night, and I was, you know, feeling happy, and I you know, put this thing on and I just listened to the whole thing, and it was like, are you kidding me? This is the album, you know. And then later on, okay, much later on, well, not so much, but a couple years later, I realized that Tom Stoppard is not the real version. I know you're going to call me stupid in the comments, but hey, that's how it went down. So then I heard this album, you know, the real version. Not that this isn't real, but I'm just saying the original. And it was just incredible. To have both of these versions of this album, to hear that this album has not only inspired, you know, inspired other versions, inspired music genre styles, and I mean, this album is bigger than just an album, you know what I mean? I mean, this is a whole thing. So if you have not listened to this album, go listen to this album. Buy it online. Also, once again, please buy it on vinyl. Buy it on vinyl. Get a record. You can listen to it on CD. You can listen to it on Spotify. You could do that stuff. But listen to it on vinyl, man. Grab yourself a record player, okay? Gemini record player is what I play on a lot when I'm just chilling at home. Okay, this thing right here, all right? It's like $100 at Guitar Center. It's always on sale. Go get it, right? I have another record player, but this is the one that I just kind of use here in my office. So get it and then get the album. It's like 25 bucks on Amazon. Make it happen, because I'm telling you, nothing is like listening to vinyl. Nothing is like listening to rock and roll at its purest form right here with Dark Side of the Moon. Folks, this has been another episode of Rock Talk. Thank you so much for your support. If you have not followed, please follow. If you like it and share it, to your friends and stuff like that, really helps the channel, really helps us grow here. We're really making a movement. Guys, yes, I am Alex Alexander. I do have my own original music, but I'm here creating a brand. I'm trying to go tap into all my interests. And one of my favorite interests is like sort of podcasts and talking, and of course reviewing the things I love the most, which is vinyl records. And so being able to talk about my albums and having these conversations. If you love the album, let me know. If you don't like the album, let me know. If you've ever heard of this, let me know. I'd love to connect with someone who's heard of this before, because I haven't really talked to a lot of people who have listened to the Tom Stoppard version. So this is also on Amazon, by the way. It's like $21. So if you want to have that kind of an experience, go that way as well. Absolutely. Thank you so much, guys, once again. I love doing this Rock Talk series. I love discussing albums. And my favorite part of it all, I love connecting with each and every one of you. Thank you very much. This has been another episode of Rock Talk.